Hi friends, I'm Tara. I'm a culinary herbalist and food as medicine chef. And we're here in my home kitchen and we're filming with the Sacred Science today for the Sacred Kitchen, their new series. Yesterday we got to go up into the mountains and forage wild rose hips. Today we're creating an Oxymel in the kitchen using those wild rose hips. Wild rose hips are actually packed with vitamin C, which is a vitamin, as we discussed yesterday, that your body does not produce naturally, but needs to have. And it's especially important as we head into the winter months. So follow along with us. You're gonna wanna start with having the ingredients apple cider vinegar and raw local honey if possible. So apple cider vinegar, you're gonna wanna find raw and unpasteurized apple cider vinegar, preferably organic. If it's unfiltered, it has the mother still, and this means that it's the optimal benefit for your body. It has antifungal, antibacterial, antimicrobial properties. It's just a great all-around thing to have in your kitchen. And with the raw local honey, also antibacterial, antimicrobial. It's great for suppressing pathogens, so we want to get that into the throat and into our bodies. It actually helps fight strep. It helps fight the flu. It's just amazing. There's so many benefits to honey. So, combining that with the rose hips, we have an amazing mixture. So today we're going to start with a ball jar that's this is 2 cups or a pint, and we're gonna add in a cinnamon stick, and that's totally optional, but I love the flavor of cinnamon, and it also is warming and soothing, and I just feel like it tastes better in the Oxymel. So we're gonna add a cinnamon stick, and we're gonna go ahead and I add a lot of ginger, but you might not want as much. This is about 2 tablespoons or just a little handful of fresh ginger root. And so we're gonna throw that into a mix. And then we're going to add, this is a cup of rose hips. Now I haven't cut them open because rose hips actually contain a hairy, kind of itchy seed. So if and I'll talk about this more at the end where when we strain it, we're going to strain it through cheesecloth. But if you do want to cut them up, then you want to make sure that you strain it at least 2 times through a cheesecloth. That's fine, so that you remove any hairs from your Oxymel. So we did not cut them up. There's a cup though of rose hips that we de-blossomed. We might not actually need quite as much, so I'm going to take a few out. I want to just have about a half of a jar. So I'm just going to eyeball it, and you can do the same. And so we have our ginger, our cinnamon stick, and our rose hips all in the ball jar now. And at this point, we're going to go ahead and add a half and half mixture of raw local honey and apple cider vinegar. Now, we don't want to heat this because heating rose hips actually diminishes the vitamin C. So this is another reason, like if you're drinking it in a tea, you don't want to have it too hot because it will actually take some of the vitamin C, which is the amazing value that it has, away. But if you like the flavor, then it doesn't really matter. But if you're going for the vitamin C content, which we are, then you're going to want to keep it at a low temperature. So we're going to add, this is a full cup, so it's a half cup of honey and a half cup of apple cider vinegar into our pint jar of rose hips, ginger, and cinnamon. So there we go. And we'll add a little more, you can just feel free to eyeball it. You can add a little more apple cider vinegar. And I love honey, so I'm gonna add a little more honey too. Just about a tablespoon. You just wanna make sure that you fill nearly to the top. And you just add that in. Now, really important is the wax paper that you're gonna wanna put on top, because you don't want your lids of ball jars, although they are BPA free right now in most places, you still wanna make sure that you're not corroding your lids. So you're gonna add wax paper on the top. Just cut out about a square of wax paper that fits over the top. And place on your lid, and then give it a good shake. I love to label all my tinctures, Oxymels, and other herbal preparations with a little bit about where I found the plant, maybe what was happening that day, the date, and when I put them into the concoction that they're in. So you want to do that. It's kind of nice to have. And then you want to make sure that this stays in a nice, cool, and dark place for 4 to 6 weeks. And after the 4 to 6 weeks, you can strain it through a cheesecloth to make sure that you don't get any of those hairs, like irritating hairs that are on the seeds. And then what's great about an Oxymel is you can add it to drinks. You can add it to warm water, a teaspoon to a tablespoon. Kids can enjoy it. It's delicious. And you can use it all winter, all fall, all year round really, and it's a great supplement to add in for vitamin C, for all the amazing other benefits that we've talked about. So thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next time on The Sacred Kitchen.